Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to start my remarks off tonight by telling you about a couple of different members who have made remarkable contributions to others in need. But as I started writing, I quickly became aware that there are too many such members to single out just one or two. What an amazing problem to have. I think of congregants who are involved with the many social justice initiatives we have here at Stephen Wise. All through the week, people are volunteering at the Next Step Men's Shelter and Emergency Food Program. All through the week, people are discussing how to respond to crucial issues from the refugee crisis to voting rights, and are gathering to support members through times of need. It is said that there are 36 tzaddikim, or righteous people, referred to as lamed vavniks, because the letters lamed and vav represent the number 36 in Hebrew. We are told that the lamed vavniks do such loving, kind, generous, and righteous acts that their deeds hold up the entire world. Our sages taught that even for the sake of a single righteous person, God would have created the world. But because there are so few righteous individuals, God has intentionally spread them out between the generations. This means that at any given time, there are 36 lamed vavniks. There even may be a lamed vavnik here in this sanctuary. But as it is, we don't know who they are. Even they don't know who they are. In fact, they don't even know which actions they might have done that qualified them to be a lamed vavnik. For if they knew this, they would likely no longer have the humility to be counted as one of the 36. And it might even be that in certain moments, we are those lamed vavniks. Our own contributions, small as they may seem, might be the very ones that make the difference. Think of what it might mean to stop and talk with an elderly person who is sitting outside watching people walk by. Or what it could mean to share your meal with the homeless. We may not even be aware of how our actions that seem small to us can make things better for another person. Our matriarch, Rebecca, was standing by a well and noticed a thirsty-looking stranger approach with his equally thirsty-looking camels. Rebecca's instinct was to immediately offer to gather water for the stranger and his camels. And for this, she will be forever associated with generosity. When the Torah tells us that Rebecca is beautiful, it is referring to the beauty of her heart. She led with compassion. The mystics teach that each kind act has a reciprocal energy that emanates from the heavens, so that good leads to more good. We are told that a kind of miracle happened at the well as Rebecca responded to the need that she perceived. As it would have been quite difficult to draw enough water from the well to quench the thirst of 10 camels, the Midrash teaches that the water magically rose up from the well to fill her jug again and again, so that she could quickly and easily provide water for the servant and his animals. Maybe Rebecca was a lamed vavnik, and her generous energy was multiplied exponentially into the world. We see something similar with the story of Pharaoh's daughter, when she draws the boat holding baby Moses out from the Nile. Noticing the baby floating precariously in a small ark on the river, Pharaoh's daughter reaches out her arm, and the Midrash tells us that her arm suddenly grew so long that she was able to reach far out towards the river and quickly rescue the baby. And although the magic here might be exaggerated for the narrative, when you think about it, this kind of miracle happens every time a small act of kindness leads others to participate in that kindness and multiply the deed. And it all begins with one person, answering the call for compassion with generosity. It starts with one person opening up to another rather than turning away. No one knows what small act will truly bring light into this world, but every small act of goodness has the potential to do just that. Even when we are feeling stressed, depleted, cranky, distracted, or angry, we still have the ability to draw kindness from deep within. The kernel of inner light within each of us always remains lit. It's like a pilot light, and it never goes out. But admittedly, sometimes we get blocked from being available to help when a call for compassion arises. You might have heard me tell a story about an exchange between my mother and me when my father was quite ill towards the end of his life. She was taking care of him, and I was worried about them both. And so one day, my mom and I were walking our yellow lab retriever, Trixie, around the neighborhood. And as a person who tends to like to process things, I asked my mom about how she's doing, and fully expected her to launch into a narrative about all the difficulties and challenges that this time held. However, instead of going into detail about the hardships that she was facing, she said she was trying to remember that in this moment, she was okay. And after a while, she began to remark about the first buds on the trees, and she stopped to connect me with her neighbors, and she pointed out things I probably would never have bothered to notice, like the way the dogs who lived 2 houses down from my mother flew towards the fence to greet Trixie when she would walk by. My mother didn't give me the detailed answer that I thought I was looking for, but she certainly answered my question, and in so doing, she taught me a life lesson. We could spend every waking minute consumed with worry and live in a state of distraction. But in so doing, we would miss out on the potential wholeness we can feel by being fully present and responsive to one another. It's not to invalidate the realities of things that cause us anxiety or the true hardships and dangers around the world, rather to remember that we can find sources of strength within ourselves, and we can be sources of strength for each other. Our ability to help one another is an outgrowth of our freedom. This is a special kind of freedom. It draws upon our capacity to choose. It is connected to our ability to get out of ourselves, to go beyond ourselves and connect to others. We can choose to give of ourselves no matter what the circumstance. And in this way, giving is one of the most fundamental ways we have to express our humanity, in that it means that we have something to give. Every moment presents an opportunity to make a choice that brings goodness into the world. It's not too late. We can start right now. And who knows, maybe they'll say that we too are like Lamed Vavniks. Shabbat Shalom.